Hello, my name is Tomas Guillen. I am one of the people presenting on our book, Contagious, Why Things Catch On.
And I am
So,
Hailey Stuart.
so to start off, when you first start thinking about why things catch on and why they stick with you while others don't, there's actually a reason behind it. More likely, there's 6 reasons called principles. These are social currency, triggers, emotions, public values, and stories. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for this presentation. We're going to go over those 6 principles and how these things stick with you and why some things stick with you and why others don't. So to start off, we'll do social currency. Basically, what it is just the way people sees us. So a quote from the book says, "People would rather look rich than poor, look smart than dumb, and cool than geeky." So within each social currency, there are subgroups. Research also states that about 40% of what people talk about is their personal experiences or relationship. So a lot of these things are more of me focused, what we do, what we eat, what our clothes are, stuff like that. And this quote pretty much, kind of relates to this in that word of mouth is the prime tool for making a good impression. So, and then there are 3 different ways that people try to make themselves look good. First is inner remarkability. So basically what this is that these are things that are unusual, extraordinary, or worthy of notice or attention. So an example of this is Snapple. So when you open a Snapple, you look underneath and there's a fun fact. Well, once you read that fun fact, you're going to want to share that information, and then it sparks conversation. Next is the leverage game mechanic, which basically all it is just basically a game that's for fun and that's also compelling. So an example of this is a airline flyer program. So if you're within a certain amount of miles away, what most people will do is they will make their trips longer to fulfill those requirements and use it to spend on like rewards such as hotels or vacation and stuff like that. More of like self-satisfaction. And lastly, is to make people feel like insiders. So an example of this is Rue La La, which is basically like an online shopping center. What they do is they have what they're known for really is their flashy, quick ending sales. So their sales can last from anywhere from an hour to 24 hours. What the subscribers of this website usually get is private shopping areas, discounted shipping costs, and deals that no one else can see. And from there, they will let their friends or whoever know that they got this deal. Well, their friends and whoever is going to want to know how they got the deal. They'll say they became a subscriber. And from there, it's to expand. So that person will be a subscriber, and the next person will be a subscriber, and so on and so forth. And then next will be Hailey's.
So the next one is triggers. So what do you think when I say of Disney, Nike, or Apple? I specifically think of a time when I went to Disneyland with my family, the clothes that I wear when I work out, and the different electronic products that I use on a daily basis. They are all going back to a memory or an emotion. A trigger is anything that you say or do that is going to trigger you to remember something specific, whether it be a product, a different hairstyle, or a place. A company that actually helps develop these triggers was started by Dave Balter from the TV show Mad Men, who created the company Buzz Agent. This company helps businesses accelerate basically the word about their product. So a buzz agent is either you or me, the next door neighbor, really anyone that has an interest in this product. So the company that wants to spread the word about the product picks the demographic that they are going to, or basically the demographic that's going to fit the product best. And then the buzz agent company actually sends the product to different willing people who are part of this demographic. I think it's super important to add that these people do not get paid, because if they get paid, their opinions may be swayed or skewed. So after the people try these products, the people are going to then start talking about it on either social media or with people that they know, and which can increase their sales. So we encounter triggers daily that bring back emotions or memories, whether it be good or bad, and we keep talking about them, which spreads through different thoughts for a product or a place. And then next, Tomas is going to talk about emotions.
So we all know, emotions affect us, but some of us don't realize that emotions actually increase sharing and also decrease sharing. So an example of this is all excitement and amusement are examples of what's called positive high arousals that increases sharing. And another example is positive low arousal, which is emotions like contentment, which decreases the chance. So stuff that makes you, happy, stuff like that. So like health articles or education articles are more likely to be shared more than something else. And then negative high arousals, such as like anger and anxiety, also increases the sharing because it drives people to take action, while negative low arousals like sadness decreases the chances. And then next is Hailey.
So a common saying that many people know or may know is monkey see, monkey do. And this is basically the principle of public. So a study that was recently done at the University of Arizona showed that many students were not comfortable with the amount of binge drinking that their peers did, but they didn't do anything about it because the behavior is public and thoughts are private. So basically the college students continued to binge drink because it was an act that they see on a day-to-day basis. When people are able to observe, they are more likely to copy what other people do. So think about the last time you either went to a new restaurant or shopped at a new store. Why did you go? You probably saw or drove by and walked by what people thought, and you saw that they were having a good time and you wanted to imitate that. So you went by and you went back and bought new clothes or bought food or experienced the atmosphere. So you basically imitated what people did. And then next, Tomas is going to talk about practical values.
So basically what practical values is basically helping others using different products. So a quote from the book, people like to help others. So if we can show them how our products or ideas will save them time, improve health, or save money, they'll spread the word. And I agree with this quote. People like to pass along, our practical, useful information. They might not always be, useful to everyone, but it could be useful to some. So an example of this is a YouTube video by, and I believe an 86-year-old gentleman by the name of Kane Craig. And basically all the video is about his chucking corn. Basically all he did was microwave ears of corn for like about 4 minutes. He cuts the end with a kitchen knife, and from there he shakes the corn, and out comes the corn. None of the white silky string called, they say it's called corn string, which I never knew. But yeah, and that video garnered about 5 million views, if I remember correctly, and that's the only video he has ever posted. So stuff like that, even though it's not useful to everyone, it'd be useful to some people. Now, it's also about saving people money and time, and then trying to have them have a good experience. So there's also a theory by David Kevnet and Amos Tversky. I apologize. They use what's called a reference point, or a kind of like a comparison standard. So an example of this is 15 cents for coffee. If you had paid for it in, say, like New York, it's nothing for us, in the United States. But 50 cents for coffee in India is way different, as they're much more of like a poorer country, so it's really expensive for them. Another example is infomercials. So for example, say you buy a set of knives for, it says that it's on sale for $40, but its original price is $100, $200. Well, that reference point is that $100, $200. So they're trying to entice you to buy it for $40, and they'll add things like, say, an extra pair of knife or a knife sharpener, stuff like that. And then I want to end with the rule of 100, where basically it states that if an item is $100 or less, discounts that use percentages are more enticing to consumers, whereas products that are $100 or more, whole numbers are more enticing. So an example of that is if you buy, say, like a $2,000 laptop, and it's if the discount says it's 10% off, more people are more likely not going to buy it. Where compared to, say, if it's what is it, $200 off. So people are more likely to buy it. And then lastly, Hailey will talk about stories.
So we all love a good storyteller and a great story. So stories are basically vessels that carry things such as morals and lessons. Stories can have very useful information, whether they are negative or positive. They bring boring facts to life and many times can be very persuasive. So stories give us a way to remember information. You get caught up in the excitement and the drama that you are more likely to be persuaded and more willing to try whatever the story is about. There's always information that can be taken away for your own use and knowledge. Stories are basically all of the 5 principles into one. You are gaining information on a product or place that you want to try due to word of mouth or social influence. Being able to use or see multiple other perspectives can persuade your decision making, whether it be a company that you buy from or a restaurant that you eat at. They provide a way to share information without feeling like you're a walking advertisement. So the brilliance of creating a contagious product is anything or can be done by anyone. Social currency triggers emotions, public, practical values, and stories can be used to create a contagious product by regular people with regular ideas. Word of mouth and social influence create the next best thing. Our society wants the next best thing. So word of mouth and social influence work because we like to share what makes us feel good, look good, what is on the tip of our tongue, on our mind, what we care about, news that we just heard, or a fun stories that we want to share. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.